Hello, y'all. We're gonna talk about today. Besides Whitney Houston, number two review on that. I hope I don't talk so much, but I wanted to read read some pages out of this book about Costa Rio to Freedom: U.S. Negroes in Mexico by Rosalie Swatz, and that's the one who wrote the book back in 1974, 75, which is a couple years before I was born, about African American descended people, especially the Black Seminoles and many other, even Sam Houston's former slaves, crossing the Rio Grande to go to Mexico. And I've been talking about this. Remember, I said I'm still, yes, I am still going to go to Mexico. Yes, I am. No. When I make something, I try to. It may take a long time to make a decision, but I still proceed with my decision. Okay, let's get that straight. I'm very. You see my real eyes. I'm not joking. You see how my real expression when I'm doing it up. Okay, I'm very serious. Get tired of people down at me. I'm getting high on this caffeine right here. This is Starbucks. You know, you can go to the store and buy a Starbucks the packets and put it in your water, and then I mix some black sea oil in it along with that Wish Garden jeans juice, so I can think real good. That's a power trip right here. So the real reason why that I'm drinking this is so I can be conscious. It's almost, oh geez, almost 11 o'clock. Is it? It's almost 11:05 p.m. Central Time. We're going to go in this book. I'm gonna put my little nerdy glasses on. I got my new glasses. Oh, hold on. Let me clean them up first. Hold up, just a moment. It's a bedtime story. We gonna learn some history about the Afro-Mestizo, my hero. Hero, when you look inside your heart. Okay, from there, Mexico, Vicente Guerrero. He is mentioned in this book. Yes, we're gonna know about how people of African descent left Texas when it got stolen from Mexico by Sam Houston, which is H-Town, and no, not that I know that she related to Whitney Houston. Don't make that joke. Point is, I mean, yeah, because John Brown has some little white in it. Okay, they already had some tie in that family tree too. But we can, yeah, I heard that too. But point, we're gonna talk about Vicente Guerrero, because I want everybody to be educated, try to say, about what they said about Guerrero in this book. Since today his birthday. Let's say, Feliz Cumpleaños, happy birthday to Vicente Guerrero, okay? He was the part black Spaniard, Native American man. His mother was Afro-Mexican. Dad was mestizo. What I read and know about this man, that he did fight. He was born. Let me get to the part that what I read, and I probably need to catch up on more information about him. He was born poor and he was uneducated himself. He was born August 9th. He fought in the Revolutionary War as a general. Yes, he did. Along with Father Jose Maria Morelos, who was Pavon. That's the one, the state Morelos. Nova Morelos was mulatto, either Afro-Mestizo as well. I mean, already he was mulatto, but I heard it on. He also named American as well, besides Spanish and black. And he would cover his curly hair because, you know, anyone know about the, you know, they had the caste system at the time. And Vicente Guerrero fought against Spain, you know, with the rest of the soldiers. And you know the reason why they fought against Spain, right? I'm going to tell you the reason why. Because the caste system. That's why people say, well, oh, you ain't got no black in me. Well, see, let me let you know, when they got rid of the caste system, they no longer took records of who had black DNA in them. So you had people who did not look black or didn't claim it marry other people. That's how. And then when Jose Gracielos, the cosmic race essay, no, not no cholo essay. I'm talking about in college essay, okay? He, in his thing, orchestrated a race mixing was already happening, but they wanted, like, the Mejor Raza to mix, and the Negro race would go away, as they said, and then it spawned the new mestizo. So that's when Mexico, in the late 1800s, I think if I'm not mistaken, took the early 1900s, whatever, took the national emblem for the biracial, not triracial identity of being Spanish and Native. That's why a lot of black people, a lot of folks know that Mexican men do have black in them. So, and you know, when we get the FBI stuff, they say they don't have no black Well, excuse me, my friend, 2 years ago on Our Lady Guadalupe Day, and I'm also a Catholic Christian myself, um, and I was celebrating this while I was celebrating El Guadalupe Day. They on 12 de diciembre, okay, 2/15, 2015, de qué año, okay, 2015, the 12th of December. That's when they made it known they'll have Afro-Mexican on the census of Mexico, and millions of Mexicanos check that box. So before you start saying that I don't got no black in me, if you got primos or hermanos, or should I say, abuelitos, antepasados is related to people who check that, you better shut up. Okay, all right. See, one thing they forget, I read about this, because remember, they got rid of those records. And way before Henry H. Jr. said it, I read it in Encyclopedia of Mexico back in '99 about African Mexicans in Houston Public Library, right there by City Houston, City Hall, okay, downtown back when I was 20 years old, or 19, 20, when I turned 20, like in '99. See, I keep up with this mess, okay? I do. A lot of folks say, no, you can't debate me on that. Trust me. One thing, I'm part of the multiracial movement, and I read about this stuff. We questioned the one-drop rule and who was not, who escaped. I say, like, escaped the one-drop rule. Okay. So, and I remember Javier Nelson, some of the guys think he Dominican. He was on interracial voice. So, and he talked about that. Okay. His friends, Charles Michael Bird, who used to organize Interracial Voice. Actually, I talk to Charles sometimes on Facebook sometimes. But I know that he's alone sometimes, so I don't like to bother people who busy. So so that's how you know. That's the one who orchestrated to put the multiracial category. Besides other people, he the one that orchestrated the march. He the one organized the march in '96 in July. The multiracial Fidelity March to put the multiracial category on the census that got denied. Okay, that's why we can check more than one box. Okay, let's get to something we can talk about that right now. We're going to talk about, like, being a teacher. Yo soy maestro. That means I'm a teacher right now. I'm trying to get to the part where it says Negroes or Afro-Mestizo. Guerrero. Where's the index? Oh, nobody's still part of my index. There's references right here. Yeah. There should be an index back here. You don't have one. Yeah? The references. Okay. Actually, we'll look at table of contents. Okay. Since today is Vicente Guerrero's birthday, I want to go ahead and talk about, yes, why he means a lot to me, because Vicente Guerrero in 1826 made slavery illegal in Mexico. That's why, besides him being Afro-Mestizo, and being the second president of Mexico, a lot of people forget who he is. That is my hero. So, besides Whitney Houston, who's from Australia, okay? And I wanted people to be educated about this. He the one banned slavery in 1826, and actually in 1829 he emancipated the slaves, according to Mexican, the Encyclopedia of Mexico that I read. According to this, they talk about Vicente Guerrero. I'm trying to get to the point. Mexico was still, Texas was still Mexico at the time. Okay. According to, what was this? I'm trying to get to the table of contents. Let me put this phone on y'all. Okay. On page 15. Okay. Sorry, y'all. Page 15. Mexican leadership began to view the prohibition of slavery in their country as a weapon against Anglo-American power and the influence in the North. Okay, they may very well have been encouraged in these views by the British charge the as the affairs, I never heard that word before, in Mexico. Henry George Ward. The British regard American expansion as a menace to British interests in the Caribbean, and they were anxious to impede American progress. The British were also heavily engaged in abolishing the slave trade throughout Latin America after they had legally ended their own involvement in 1807. The abolish, excuse me, the abolition of the slave trade had been a sine qua no, I don't know what it's a Latin word, it's not Spanish, for hold on, that's my academician. Hold on, y'all. God, dog. Every time I read something, hold on. Oh, it went away. Okay, I gotta clean the filter. Okay, I put it in the tub and put in some bleach. Okay, just like clean my filter. So, anyway, let's get to the subject. So, the British commercial intercourse. Oh, why do you say it like that? Intercourse with Latin America countries and the Latin American nations desperately needed British industrial goods. Jose Maria Tonel, Mexican minister to the United States, was among the Mexican leaders who feared the loss of Texas. They believed the abolition of slavery would check Anglo movement into that area. Tonel persuaded the new president, here we go, Vicente Guerrero, to sign the decree September 15, 1829, abolishing slavery in the Republic of Mexico. So I think I said, well, you criticize the U country. Said no. Where I got the information is actually the Secretary of Mexico said that they had Vicente Guerrero had banned slavery, like legally, but he emancipated slaves, which now makes sense. 1829, as I said earlier. So I guess, according to Rosalind Schwartz, and also matching with Encyclopedia of Mexico about African Mexicans, that probably what she meant that they abolished like legit. Like for example, here in Texas we have Juneteenth. Okay, we want to celebrate Juneteenth because in 1863, yeah, 1863, if I'm mistaken, they banned slavery at 1862, and Texas was still practicing slavery. It took 3 years for them to go to 1865 during June 19th to tell them Texas to let go to slaves. Okay, that's what happened during after the Civil War. Okay, so the Texans reacted in panic for a season economic ruin as the result of the measure. Though the native Mexicans were living in the north had little to lose in terms of slave property, they feared resistance to the decree by stable colonists who might replace more irresponsible, aggressive North Americans. These Mexicans also recognized that the colonists had brought a measure of prosperity to Texas, which the Mexican inhabitants had not previously experienced. Protecting the interests of the colonists protected the prosperity. Authorities in Coahuila also recognized that the land fee from Texas helped support the state government. Okay, so we read that about Vicente Guerrero on this book. I'm going to go about Texas exempt. Okay, under the circumstances, what's this word? The gubernator. I never heard that word. Gubernatorially, whatever. The gubernatorially appointed. She's some weird words in this book. Okay, we read these books. They have weird, big words. Appointed political chief in San Antonio, Ramon Musquiz, withhold publication of the decree until the president could be encouraged to exempt taxes. Both Muskie and the governor of Texas, G. Viesca, yeah, Viesca, GM Viesca, appeared to the central government to seek such an exemption. Excuse me. The governor's brother, Augustine uh, Viesca, President Guerrero, Minister of the Relations, gave prompt attention to the petitions on December 2nd, 1829. The president exempt Texas from prohibition against slavery. The struggle continued, however, sustaining the propaganda campaigns in the United States that urged the early exquisition of Texas in a settlement which drew corresponding responses in Mexican newspapers. Mier y Teron continued to express his fears of taxes, calling the United States the most avid nation of the world, whose people have conquered whatever territory adjoined them. As a result of Mier y Teron reports, the Mexican government attempt to accomplish through legislation what had failed to achieve through Guerrero's decree of 1829. The law of April 6, 1830, designed to curb Anglo immigration and save Texas from Mexico, prohibited the introduction of foreigners across the northern border unless provided with passports issued by Mexican agents. Okay, build the wall. Okay, all right. Okay, it's funny when you steal a state from Mexico and next thing you're telling people to build a wall. Okay, I'm talking about United States and I'm talking about Mexico. So y'all know your history. Anglo-Americans like Sam Houston, Fannin, and all them, David Crockett, when they was bringing slaves over here at their house, they were supposed to bring passports. Yeah, okay. Well, let's make sure they came to their house legally. Let me get my feet out of here. Get my mashing my feet on my butt. Okay. So start sitting comfortably. Okay. All right, let's get to the subject. All right. The law further forbade introduction. The law later forbade the introduction of slaves, although it recognized existing slavery. The new regulations were difficult to enforce, however, as contracts of indentured circumvented proscription against the introduction of slaves. Population figure for Texas indicate continued immigration of both Anglos and Negroes. They so use that term. Okay. You know, they didn't use African American and black at the time. Okay. Alright. So let's get to the subject. So, under the treaty attempt. Under the, what's this word? She used some weird words in this book. Auspicious of, okay, I hope I said it correctly. Under auspicious of Anthony Butler. I have Butlers in the family. Okay. Yeah, but there were people on my dad's side of the family that did look white on my paternal grandmother's dad's side. Okay. Why does it sound like you? Well, I'm trying to make sure I'm doing this correctly. I know how to read, but when you ever read a book in a while, that's why. Okay. Because I read silently. I don't like to read out loud. Okay. No, it's true. I know how to read. Remember when I know all this stuff I talk about. Okay, but remember, she using big words in this book. In this book, she using words that it's not my everyday vocabulary, okay? All right. Successor of Joel Poinsett as United States Minister to Mexico. The two nations attempt the following year to negotiate another treaty of amity, commerce, and navigation. Oh Lord, we have that. That's second word. Second word has navigation boulevard. Okay, the treaty. Yeah, we're here in Houston. The treaty. No wonder they had that term there. Okay, anyway, the treaty was concluded successfully and signed on April 5th, 1831. This time, the Article 34 provided for pursuit and reclamation of fugitive slaves, but the measure continued to face serious opposition in the Mexican Congress. Okay, the chapter of deputies advised ratification of the treaty in 1831, but the rejection of the article relative to fugitive slaves and criminals. The Mexican Senate approved the whole treaty, restoring the article rejected by the Chamber of Deputies. Okay? Cool. Okay, let's get to the point. I'm nervous reading this right now. That's why I'm nervous as well, okay? Because I'm not used to reading out loud. Okay, I'm trying to get my words together. Okay. What's the constitutional provision required that the treaty be why she said then be returned. Yeah, that's different. Then be returned because it's okay. Then be returned because it's a half word. Then be returned to the Chamber of Deputies, where 2/3 approval was adopted by the Senate, gained approved by the Chamber. It stood firm by ejection of Article 34. In response to the unyielding position of the lower house, the Senate Committee on that accusation got my nerves. Committee Foreign Relations set for its arguments in support of the measures. The Senate agreed the desirability of, this is a big word, philanthropic. No, this is some big words she used here. God dog it. It's some type of doctrines. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and skip that. Doctrines which may encourage the United States to abolish the practice of slavery. That's kind of like it is, okay? God dog it. Come on, Rosen. Can you use just normal words? Anyway, these some college words. They recognize, however, that the asylum for runaway slaves in Mexico jeopardized legit institution of the neighboring countries which consider slaves as property. In the view of the Senate, Mexican acknowledgement of slave property as an institution of the United States did not also apply. Okay, we get into it. Mexican agreement that the slaves are or should be property. Okay, the Senate committee maintained the official denial. Assam would discourage the flight of slaves, thereby lessening the demands upon Mexico for the restoration of fugitives to their owners. It argued further that omission of Article 34 would bring upon Mexico the same fate of that freeing the slaves brought to Spain in Florida. Oh, hey, hold up. Before I say in Florida, that means the black Seminoles in a way, because that was in Florida. Okay. The Senate clearly feared forceful United States intervention. All the arguments of the Senate proved fertile. The Chamber of Deputies remained adamant, and the Article 34 was removed from the treaty. Butler forwarded the admitted treaty to the United States on December 23rd, 1831, accompanied trying to see what it said. Accompanied by a letter which indicate that pragmatic, okay, what a cynical reaction to the Mexican decision. Okay, here we go. As regards to the article respecting the fugitive slaves, we perceive that rejection does no more than annul the provision made by the treaty for adjusting such questions in amicable way as they may. Okay, because she used some big words in this thing. I'm sorry. It's not my everyday vocabulary. Okay. May arise, but the rejection implied no right, nor will it interpose any restraint in the employment of such means as become necessary for the enforcing these rights, should the evil resulting from loss of the slaves by our citizens, but the seeking refuge of the Mexican territory, however, grow into the amount to require the interposition of the government. Both countries finally ratified the treaty on April 5th, 1832, 1 year after signing it. Oh, okay. Okay. Well, I'm not trying to read the whole book, y'all. Just trying to read whatever they're talking about Vicente Guerrero. And and let me say this. I don't read every day, and I know how to read, okay? And I remember when I'm doing these videos, I don't have my glasses on, okay? So I know how to read. Don't make that art right there, okay? I just get nervous reading out loud. And I haven't read the whole book, but I remember going through this book, and it was talking about Vicente Guerrero in its book. Now, I want to find the page where it talks about, see, anything about Vicente Guerrero, I'm trying to think, okay. Oh, y'all want to know? Remember I told you about the African American man? Hold on, the African American man married to a white woman. Okay, well, besides my third grandfather's dad, who's Creole. Okay, and that's and Nacogdoches, Ludi, yeah, Ludi visit William Goins, a wealthy, respected black man who Lundy said lived happily with his white wife. No, this is what they said here. David Town, in Nacogdoches, Texas. Y'all, this is crazy. William Goins, a wealthy, respected black man. What year was this? This is doing 1830 something. Sure was. Okay. They said his white wife. So there were black men. It wasn't always rape. Okay, master, shut up, y'all, with that mess. Okay. William Goins. We can go in. Okay, go in. Wealthy black man, who's respected in the neighborhood near Nacogdoches, Texas. Lived happily with his white wife. That's what it said in this book. When I told you about that, yes, it's right here. Okay. And this white man named David Town resided in the same area. The town, originally from Georgia, had taken his slave wife. What? Slave wife. White man married to a sister. Okay, this is going on back in 1833. Okay. The white man, okay, I'm talking about some people, relatives in them small towns. Okay, he had taken up his slave wife and several children to Texas, where he emancipated them. So he emancipated his slave wife and their children, the mixed kids. Okay. The towns lived together in Texas as a family in Lundy. Who is Lundy? Okay, let me go backtrack this who Lundy is. Let me get my my drug. I'm about to get high up in here with this drug. Lundy. And I'm trying to skip over the big words. Okay. So on my channel, okay. Yeah, I do know how to read, okay, but it's just that when I haven't read in a long time, I don't read out loud. When I read by myself. You know, for real, I read by myself. So let me go ahead and see who is Lundy. Wait a second. Hold up. Mexican instructions. Okay. It talks about this. Remember, I was saying that the northern okay, talking about the white and the Mexican society. Ooh, mi raza. Okay, it does talk about that. Okay. During the following, my reply conveyed the settlements and instructions of Vice President Gomez uh, Farias. They, Negro slaves, would like to come and we offer them land for cultivation, plots for houses where they establish their towns, tools for work, on the obligation that they will obey the laws of the country and the authorities already established by the supreme government of the Federation. So this is Gomez Farias, okay? And he's giving the instructions of the people of African American coming from United States, especially from Texas, okay? And that's the instructions from the vice president, okay? Who was Castillo? Okay, I'm going back because I skipped some pages. But it talks about in this paragraph, in this page, perhaps on his previous alleged fears concerning of Negro colonization, Martinez, who is Martinez? Okay, omitted any reference to Negroes in the advertisement for colonists, which placed in New Orleans. They had New Orleans. Okay, December 28, 1833. None of this activity, however, resulted in mass immigration. The measures adopted by the Mexican government approved a witness attempt not only Northern Europeans to whiten the Mexican society, but individuals, whatever color, would work and become productive members of society of an independent rural landholders. Now, I realize because I started saying whiten. It did say about whiten. It did something on my whole raza. Okay. Now I got my attention 7 times about this. Okay. So let's find out who is let's find all these Lindy and Castillo and Martina. I was skipping a lot of pages about these people. Okay. And let me tell you who Santa Anna is. Santa Anna's real name is Antonio Lopez de Santa Anna. Okay, with two N's. Okay, and I think that's when Vicente Guerrero had got killed. Okay, yeah, remember Vicente Guerrero got killed. Okay, Martinez. Now I do remember Mendoza. I remember about that Spaniard. That was a notorious. That's who killed a lot of Africans in Mexico. He was a Spaniard. This is Cologne. I remember reading about that in Encyclopedia Mendoza. So don't forget his name. Okay, so. Okay. Bustamante. Okay. 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 So so Gomez Varias, his name was Valentin Gomez Varias. He was the vice president when Santa Anna was president. After, I think this girl was killed. Because around that time, that's when they got Santa Anna. And Santa Anna was Antonio Lopez de Santa Anna. Valentin Gomez Varias was his vice president. That's who told people of African American. Remember, I told y'all. I tell people African American that Santa Anna was fighting for us in Texas. Y'all, I know he wasn't. I told some sister who old school. I mean, I got into her and went about the situation because she lied on me, and I was being nice about, letting her know that was untrue. Yes, see, I be reading about this stuff. People think I be making this stuff up, and if I did not know how to read, I know about this stuff. But I read about this stuff in other sources. Okay, so okay. I'm trying to find who Castillo is. Okay, we'll find him later on, okay? Because I'm going through the pages. Okay. Got my glasses on. Increase in slavery. Ooh, increase. That's when them Anglos were being rebellious against the Mexican government. Let's read about this. That's why we celebrate Vicente Guerrero Day today. And we got Whitney Houston shirt on. Don't forget who she is, but we got to know about this history. Everybody knows who Whitney Houston is. Let me clean these old damn glasses. That's what I say like that. Ooh, we got to know about history. Yes. Increased slavery in Texas. The Republican of Texas. Okay, this is after they had took Mexico, right? Increased runways. Okay, let's call it the increased runway. Let's get to that one. Okay. Mexican attitude. Listen, y'all. Undoubtedly encouraged Negroes to escape. I told y'all that. I told you that Mexico wanted us in Mexico. Y'all some ignorant mother. Let me shut my mouth. It said right here, Mexican attitude undoubtedly encouraged Negroes to escape. In number of runaways increased during the years of the Texas Republic. Remember, y'all, let me educate you who the Texas Republic is. Should I say the Republic of Texas? See, when they stole Mexico from Texas, stole Texas from Mexico, excuse me, they call it Republic of Texas. That was its own country. No wonder we have a racist. Remember, Texas became its own country before it became part of the Confederacy. Okay? So, in Republic of Texas, a lot of our people of African American descent left. There was some who stayed. But according to this book, it tells you, okay, and Mexico wanted us. Que viva Mexico! Now you know why I love Mexico. Y'all some uneducated people who don't, why you love Mexico? They don't like black people. Well, according to this book, those who don't know about education, it did say that it wanted us after they stole the state from them, from white Anglo-Saxon Protestant men. Hello. That's called like it is. President Sam Houston, H-Town named after him, even lost 2 servants. Why did she call servants? It was slaves who sought shelter in Matamoros. Mexico loved black people. He's sure right. Houston, not the city, talking about Sam Houston, reaction to his loss contained more than a touch of irony. He did not reclaim the slaves. He said because they were smart, intelligent fellas who helped civilize and refine Mexico, as the association in Texas had been remarkably good. General Thomas J. Green, imprisoned by Mexicans in unsuccessful Texas expedition against Mayor Mexico on the Rio Grande in Tamaulipas, accounted Houston ex-slaves Thomas in a suit. That's a biblical name, yes. Tom in a suit. Thomas, who there was his ex-slaves. The ex-slaves of Sam Houston, the man named after this city, okay? Outside of Matamoros, Mexico. Y'all know when that caught back in 89? Okay, y'all know what I'm talking about with a Cuban dude? Okay, that's that same city. You remember 89? They were doing that voodoo and Palamayabe and something. Okay, remember that the drug code that killed everybody? Okay, that's Matamoros back in 89, that cult. Remember that woman? She was Mexican, but he was Cuban. I forgot that dude's name. He was from Miami. Yeah, he was into Palamayabe and he killed that white boy, white guy. Excuse me, we did offensive back in '89. Okay, Matamoros, Mexico. That's where Sam Houston's slaves went to. Okay, interesting. Okay, and Green recorded the meeting where, while at this place, many citizens came out from Matamoros to congratulate General Ampadilla upon his victory. Among these were two of our acquaintance, Thomas Assu. As I say, Assu is a biblical name. Okay. These gentlemen now much much consequence has consequences as to ride 3 leagues in a coach to congratulate General Ampadilla upon the splendid victory were General Sam Houston, 2 barbers, okay, so well known to the public of Texas. Tom treated us with market respect and attention, and spoke of his prospects in that country and his intent in Newport to invite us to the wedding, and said that General Ampadilla, was to stand godfather of the occasion. So what they saying is that when Tom got married in Mexico, the ex-slave, General Ampadilla, that's the Mexican general, was the godfather of the occasion. Now it says 88, that means the footnote. Let's find out what book came from this situation, what source. In the bibliography, okay? There's a, hold on. Tom J. Green, Journal of the Texas Expedition Against Mir. Okay. So Tom J. Green, Journal of the Texian Expedition Against Mir. Austin State Company, 1933, page 22, 122-24. Okay. That's where she got the source from. Okay. For real. This is, okay, so Tom got married. I guess he got married to a Mexicana. And General Ampadilla was the godfather of the occasion. Thomas Assu, good Texas occasions. No, good Texas associate. Let me put my damn glasses on those occasions. Associations. Give me. Not glasses. They're not gonna cloud. I can't see it like this. Okay. Yeah, because I don't know. When they bought these glasses, they so thick and they cloud up fast. They do. There was about $100-some dollars when I paid for them out of cash. No, yeah, I did. I ain't no insurance. Groupon, y'all. Groupon. Bought these glasses for Groupon. Okay. Okay, let's get just such. I can't see it. It's cloudy. Okay, word. Okay. There were the 2 Texas. The ex-slaves, right? Well, actually, according to I heard before I read the book, they did send it to the Mexican. A lot of Mexican, the Afro-American descended people who crossed Mexico did assimilate to the Mexican culture. Remember, they became Mexican citizens. I mean, I would too. I wouldn't go back to Texas, or Republic of Texas, or when it was Confederacy or after, because it was just racist. I mean, remember, Mexican right here, they undoubtedly wanted African Americans to go to Mexico. Okay, a lot of people have told me they not cute. I'm like, y'all need to shut up based on some prejudice they had with some, someone trying to be Puerto Blanco and they ain't, the machismo, the machista attitude, you know what I'm saying? And let's just get some of my nerves that people don't look at people as individuals. I always tell people to advocate on my channel. Okay, so let's go back to the subject. So they encouraged to make, okay, so the two good Texas associations, as they call it, sorry to say it like that, associations, they call it, Tom and Assu, meanwhile, were actively engaged in making conditions as difficult as possible for the Negro. Even before the Declaration of Texas Independence, the provisional Texas government had issued a decree to prevent importation and immigration of free Negroes into Texas. Now, I'm sorry I wouldn't go back to Texas. Once hell to no. I'm sorry to cuss on this educational video, but I'm not going back to Texas as long as my sister in charge, okay? Free Negroes could not come within the limits of Texas on the penalty of being sold into slavery. But who would want to go back to Texas? You got family down there? They should have went with you. I'm sure. Well, I told my if I was a slave, we not. You gonna stay here? Okay, like I told folks going about Trump. You gonna if they don't want to come with me, that's not my choice. Adoption of the Constitution of the Republic of Texas left free Negroes already residing in the area without citizenship, property rights, and guaranteed to continue residence rights. All right. So let's get to the subject where they're talking about more slaves. So there were two slaves, Thomas and Sue, who were former slaves of this city named after Sam Houston. They went to Matamoros. Yes. Matamoros, Mexico. Yes. I don't know why nobody go to Monterrey. Monterrey de mis amores. Whew. It's been why I read a long time. I know how to read all this. Okay. I'm trying to find the part where they talk about Guerrero, because he already had passed away. But we need to know about this situation where people don't understand why many of us don't know. Okay, the post. Oh, okay. All right, now, I always talk about the Black Seminoles. They're mentioned here. Yes, they are. Page 39. Post-war migration. Yeah, migration to Texas. Yeah, migration to Mexico. Excuse me. No. Migration to Mexico. Excuse me. In the early 1850s, several hundred Seminole Indians and Negroes, which she should have mentioned they were black, native Seminoles, okay, mixture, migrated from United States Indian Territory, which is known as Oklahoma, in the state of Coahuila in northern Mexico, in a movement apparently opposed by the United States government. The United States was against it, okay. Mexican government had long been interested in establishing military colonies along the boundaries with the United States, both to discourage American intervention in Mexican affairs, to curb the depredations of the fierce nomadic Indians who roamed the border area. Okay. The government granted the Seminoles land of the settlement and La Navaja, near Piedras Negras, opposite of Eagle Pass, Texas. Let me let y'all know Eagle Pass, Texas. That's right. That's like down the soil. I think the soil around the area. Okay, a lot of people who are African descent are part Mexican and part Salvador. Why is it Salvador? Part Seminole. Okay. Wildcat, Agota de Monte, as they call him, the chief of the Seminoles and his father considered Mexico a land of refuge and freedom from the conditions under which they had what? Exist. Forced to survive in Oklahoma territory under the power of the Creeks from whom they had succeeded in the previous century. In the previous century, the Seminoles had been targets of White Creek half-breeds. Y'all mixed people, she's the word half-breed. Okay, meaning, remember I told y'all in a couple of videos that in the Black Seminoles, they were ostracized by native who owned slaves and also part white and part native who owned slaves. Well, it's saying that the half-white native people who are part of the Creek tribe was trying to capture black Seminoles and trying to sell them to slavery in Oklahoma. Remember, the reason why they had slavery in Oklahoma, a lot of folks do not know. Yes, there were Native Americans who were racist. But majority of Native Americans, a lot of folks know, were not, because they both were being mistreated by both white established Africans and natives. So, but remember, the Creeks, the Choctaw that I'm mixed with down the family tree, that my grandmother, my dad's side is mixed with, the one who, I talked about, her dad's grandfather was Native American, Choctaw. The Creeks, the Choctaw, Seminoles, Cherokee, and Chickasaw are the 5 civilized tribes. And why that was called the 5 civilized tribes is because they adapted to white culture. Many of them adapted to white culture, went to white, they became slave owners. Also, they also adapted to white Protestant religion and left their native religion. But there were those who also of these tribes who were not racist, because see what would happen is if a person African sin leave the plantation and they go to Indian territory, I mean not Oklahoma, but let's say the communities around the area by the plantation, they were considered free. And sometimes white people would try to get the slave, and so the Native American had to buy the slave in order for them to be free in their community. You know what I'm saying? That's how they started mixing. And when we say we're part Native American, we don't make that up. That's how they happen. Okay, a lot of folks do not know. A Native American who was not racist, who was helping a slave be free, would actually buy a slave. So white men would not say, you know what I'm saying, this is mine. You know what I'm saying? That's how they did it. Okay? But you also had slave owning Native Americans who were also racist, who adapted their attitude from white people, especially if they're white and native. Like in this case, who are Greek and white. Okay? These biracial, tragic white Indians, like tragic mulattoes, was trying to get part black native people, biracial, you know, trying to make them slaves. That's why we have this whole thing about enrollment, and yeah, thank you, because majority of people who are in charge of enrollment and fries and blood quantum, I'm not trying to be racist towards my white Native American people, but it's them. Okay? And even kicking out people who look native and out their tribe. That's going on. That's why it was hard for me to get enrolled. I tried to get enrolled in the Choctaw tribe, for real. And I remember a Chicano man told me, he said, don't listen to them. They're being dirty in that place. A Chicano man that worked for a taxi cab, and I'm not gonna tell his business. He told me, said, them Indians down there, somebody, yeah, they know you part of this, and they're not telling you that. And he told back in 2003 when I was on my way to work on the northwest area, because I was doing a temporary assignment, I rode a taxi. That taxi was expensive too, because I don't have a car. Coming from my grandparents' house on the east side, and I didn't want to be late for work. I missed the bus. So I rode a taxi, and he told me, said, I was talking about, yeah, so, you know, I mixed with Native American. He was talking about canal, because, you know, in don't you call it Native people in Mexico canal? They say it's an insult. He said one of his homeboys went to Mexico, hey, que pasa canal? And everybody about to fight, he talked about his mother, okay? And it's like a cuss word amongst natives in Mexico, okay? When I said, well, you know, I'm part of Native American too. And he said, you know, I said, I tried to break it down. So they said that they couldn't find it, what it is. They couldn't find, because they didn't always get all the part black people listed on the dog rolls. A lot of folks know the $5 Indian. Okay, because when the United States government said that doing Trail of Tears, I don't even go against the subject. Trail of Tears is on Hidden Colors. The $5 Indian was that they knew that people who are partially black, who makes when they American, can get benefits, money, okay, aka money. That mean no welfare check and all that. Okay, just joking, okay, money and benefit from the government. So what they did was they didn't want that to happen. So they had these pure white people who would lie and get paid $5 to say they're part native, so that we would not get that. So when I saw that, I said, and I remember that Chicano man telling me, he said, yeah, so a lot of these tribes, Romans, are controlled by part white and part native people who sometimes harbor racism, who don't want us partially black native people and mixed white have anything. So the United Road, Baby, we don't make this stuff up. Our elders told us stuff. They kept stuff that people did not put on paper. Okay, because due to racism, they rewrite history. Okay, so, and I do get offended when they talk about that the Africans was first. No, the Mongoloids, yes, all of our come from Africa, okay, but Mongoloid people, should I say, who came from Asia, they may be a few blacks that came from Africa before Columbus, but when they met darker people with Asian type features, hair straight and all that. Thank you. I got the I can tell, you know what I'm saying, on my own features. I have to show my chest. At 38, almost 30 next week, I don't got no chest hair. I don't shave my body. That's sorry about sharing my business. That's mongoloid. A lot of people know that a lot of Asian and natives do not have hairy bodies. So you can't sit there and say I'm not part native. Y'all just shut the hell up. That's what that. Sorry. You know, but they don't want us partially black people of any shade or look to have anything. That's why I talk bad about the one drop rule and people who did that one drop rule and called me a sellout when they the one selling out. The white racist men didn't want us to have nothing. We're doing segregation. They didn't want us to have nothing. When we had Black Wall Street prior to Oklahoma about what happened in Black Seminoles, a lot of folks know it was a native connection in Black Wall Street. Many of those African American descended people were part native in Black Wall Street. I watched that documentary back in 93, 92 or 93, okay? And I remember a brother by my complexion with a kinky hair said his grandma was Choctaw. So I remember when talking about Black Wall Street, they burned that place down. They would need inks. This is some white men, okay? They didn't want us to have nothing. So when I hear people talking about global segregation, my question is, what are the resources you're going to take us in segregation? How are we going to live and survive? Because you're going to survive with nothing, please shut your mouth. I don't want to hear what guys say. I want something to survive with. But actually, I don't believe in segregation. But if you're going to talk all that mess, give me some money and we'll talk. Don't come here and take the economic fault and tell me because it's just a crap advertise. Me, if you, I don't want you to have nothing, and that's what that come in. That's why I call folks like I call about Stephen X and what Tyke Woods. That's them folks. Oh, I'm more black and proud. Yeah, you're being proud in what the white man thinks is being black and proud. The white race man, and you going about what he wants. You're not going about what we want. Or we supposed to want. You know, so you want to play the crowd barrel with someone who have a nerve to go against that, like me. I ain't trying to get along when it comes to when it's gonna hurt me in the butt. That's the difference between me and other people. Okay, so right here it tells you that they was trying to kidnap the Seminole Negro, as they say, that mean the black Seminole women and children, sell into Oklahoma to Arkansas and Louisiana. They're trying to sell the slaves, sell the black Seminole free people in Oklahoma, the children and women, to Arkansas and Louisiana. See, the Negroes probably outnumbered the Indians in the Mexican settlement. Their arrival at the border astonished Mrs. William Canoe. Okay, that's French because they had that N-E-U, that's French. Cosnu. Okay, Miss William Cosnu, a resident of Eagle Pass, she first caught a sight of the party through the open door of her house while we're sipping on our chocolate. In amazement, she viewed the reasonable, well-mounted Indians circling around the dark nucleus of female riders who seemed objects of special care. The rear guard, which threw false start, because these weird names. False start. Okay, trying to get my words together. rag regiment altogether in the shade, consisted of the array of all manners and sizes of animals, mounted by the ages, sexes, and sizes of Negroes, piled up to a most bewildering height. Wildcat and his group settled in Navaja, La Navaja, where they framed and performed the duties of the military colony. Mexican authorities were generously in praise of the introductionists of the colonists, and lauded their effectiveness in checking the destructive activities of the warlike Indians in the area. Okay. Oh, okay. All right, and also too, y'all remember I talked about Veracruz. A lot of people don't know. Here come New Orleans. Okay, let's talk about the Forche migration. Later in the decade of the Mexican government granted the land of the state Veracruz to Luis in Forche for the establishment of the colony of the district of Tampico. Forche, a free Negro, free Negro from Florida, named the colony Eureka. If y'all from Mexico, Tampico, and Veracruz, Eureka, this is where it's located. Contracted with the Mexican government to fill the colony with 100 Negro families. Mexico promises to give citizenship to the Negroes and exempt the colonists from payments of the taxes other than the municipal levies. The government also exempt them from military services, bearing the mercy of foreign invasion. The same year in which Forche received his land, in 1857, 40 other Negroes arrived in the state of Veracruz from New Orleans to found another colony on land which Mexico granted them. It's a Native American Tacotampan. That's like it's like an Aztec name or something. Yeah, that was that land. Okay, the official paper of Veracruz, El Pegroso welcomed them, anticipating the stimulus to the whole area which the productivity of the colony will provide. The newspaper described the new arrivals in intelligent, moral, culture, and never mentioned their racial characteristics. Ooh, okay. Newspaper reaction. The English newspaper of Veracruz, the Mexican extraordinary of the other hand, react to unfavorable arrival of Negroes. Okay, the newspaper expressed fear that the colonies may degenerate socially and prove to be a plague of a burden of the society. The English attitude earned immediate and irate response of the Mexican press. Okay, response indicative of a somewhat pragmatic approach to the appearance of the Negro colonists rather than a total darkening policy based on race per se. The ability of the newcomers to perform useful service to proceedings over fears that any Negroes must necessarily be detrimental to the well-being of society. The honor of Mexico provided refuge to those who the United States scorned also came into play. El Sigo, I forgot what number in the rumor news, defended the men who came with capital dedicated to work, seeking the air of liberty, and fleeing from a place where their brothers were slaves. A siglo in defense of humanity and equality chastised extraordinary attempts to counteract the government support. Counteract the government support of Negro colonization. Establishment of the colonies, such inhabitants, such as came to enjoy human rights without consideration of color, brought honor to Mexico. Siglo further explained the benefits of Mexico to industrious, educated Negro workers. We hope the leaders we are able to increase our population and the doors open to the Republic to all races of men who with labor or intelligence may find their well-being here contribute to welfare of the Republic. In considering the type of the immigrant, newspaper contented color matters little. Siglo but stressed its argument in support of Negro colonization with reference to humanity, patriotism. See, y'all, let me say I'm reading about this. In respect of the law of the land conducting, we cannot assent the advice of the government should oppose immigration. Such enforcement of race is enslaved in some parts of our continent. As for slavery itself, Ezekiel stated, if we are enemies of slavery, it's because the Negro is a man and because the Negro is our brother. Okay, in the Mexican newspaper, Ezekiel had said, if we're enemies of slavery, it is because the Negro is a man, mean human, and the Negro is our brother. Now, if I bet not hear nobody African American sin ever talk about building a damn wall, I'm sorry to say it. Now, you better not bash me for loving Mexico. This book is telling the truth. I told you we was accepted in Mexico back in the day. And they wanted us because we were hard working, they were ooh, they were saying all this. Another Mexico City newspaper, the Union, it's like a French word, that's Spanish, praised the colonists as intelligent, civilized, perfectly educated with knowledge of industry favorable for Mexico, provide with the capital. The almost 100 people who settled in the banks are popular bond. These are cities I don't know. Engaged in these cultivation of the sugar cane, according to the trade de union, like union, trade union. Okay, trade union. Sound Anglo when I say that. Okay, trade union. Okay, I'm not used to saying union in Spanish. Okay, it's not my words, favorite word. Not my everyday words in Spanish. They process accumulated capital of 800. Well, okay, actually it's 800,000, which 800 pesos. Had brought machinery and built the factories. The newspaper found no danger such immigration and hoped to increase for the good of Mexico. El Gerardo Mexico, who also took issue with the extraordinary racial characterization of the immigrants, talking about the Negroes from the United States, even know what I mean, the use of the word Negro by this extraordinary accepted of labor in the United States. Those born in Africa and are proceeding and all succeeding generation, even when the race has grown and includes people of both white and blonde. They're talking about mixed black folks. Okay, white and blonde. Real? Okay. Ethnic colonists included family as blonde as the Irish, though they were descendants were Negro. Okay, meaning that they were descendants, because innocent is like another word for descendants from ancestry of Negro. So these people was half white and blonde and part Negro. They were like Paris Jackson. I told y'all this real young history talking about there's no way she can be black. You know, guys, just shut up. I just hate Lord forget I hate ignorant people. Point is, get to study. Hey, Gerardo found an old man in the colony, respectable looking, through dark complected, and the children were honorable people, farmers and engineers and mechanics and other workers. They had purchased the land that worked in Mexico needed peaceful working men to benefit from the riches of her fertile soil. The colonists settled in Tacapulon, that's not my every word, y'all, were not typical of the Negroes who had sought refuge in Mexico. Most arrived in such no financial state and no unheralded by newspapers, but hey, and unheard by the newspapers. Yet accounts left by travelers and residents indicate General Bennett, if enthusiastic reputation, enthusiastic receipt. I ain't got my glasses on. Reception extended to the less noble immigrants. Miss Casno, Miss French, who in her reminiscences recorded the arrival of the Seminoles. Okay, she's talking about the Seminoles again. It's going back to her. Okay. Also observed 100 runaway slaves who attempt to escape to Texas into Mexico. Ms. Cosno acknowledged the attraction of the Texas Negroes to Mexican equality of color and the rights honored the most esteemed citizens. The Negro, Jordan's heredity is welcome relief to the serious Mexicans. Talking about the Negroes, Joyous heredity is a welcome relief to the serious Mexicans, but Mexico hated black people. I get tired of y'all with y'all ignorant behind. I'm sorry. Anyway, let's get to the subject. He is at once accepted as a favorite and equal, and there is no independent of his popularity or success. Okay, to his independent. Okay, independent to his popularity or success. Ms. Cosno also claimed, however, that many Negroes became hacienda laborers. Plantation hacienda. Okay, laborers no better than opinions. She cautioned not that many colored persons could not prosper. She cautioned not many colored persons could prosper in stricken, paralyzed country, in this in which only yields its lenient treasure to the energetic and intelligent class of the white man. What? Okay, she speculated nevertheless that young men of mixed blood, talking about mixed race people, were well trained perhaps in the household of their masters and sell themselves eventually married within the best families and carried the honors in high dignity. Miss Cosno underscored the possible onward mobility for ex-slaves with the anecdote about runaway slaves from from Texas, excuse me, named Dan. Dan married a daughter of a judge in Monterrey, Mexico, and renamed himself as Don Nacional de Esclavia. See, this one, that's not one. I don't know many Latinos with that last name. There is Spanish, but I don't know that. Like when I found Real with an I in my family tree, I'm not okay. I'm the first person that I know with the last name Real. That's not my last name, but it's in my family tree. Okay, but I had to trace one on Wikipedia. Okay, Don Don this Don Ignacio de Escachavia. Okay, it's not my. I believe en español. No puedo muy perfecto decir perfecto porque cuando yo hablo español y yo tengo amigos latinos, es ellos no tienen apellido como ellos que eso aquí, okay, ese apellido aquí. So I hope you understand what I say in Spanish. I mean, todos los días no le digo ese apellido todos los días, okay? So it means I'm not familiar. No soy familiar del apellido, okay? I'm not familiar with that last name. I've seen it before, but I don't meet every Latino with that last name, okay? And I'm like the first, and I'll go ahead and say it, even though my last name is not Real, okay? Due to family ancestry, okay, and find out Spanish Creole, I am the first Latino to myself with a last name that's related to Real, okay? You know, that's why I said I had to go on Wikipedia last year to say, is it Spanish? When I found it was not Rouse, when they lied on there, okay? Well, my third grandmother, but her father was Real, okay. And then I was debating with somebody. I said, and it was a racist. I said, "Oh Lord, we got." I said, "Yeah, that's in my family tree." I did on Facebook, and he went to the same school district as I did, with the opposite high school. I ain't trying to go on detail. Okay, if you watching this video, you know who you are, dude. Okay, that was me. All right, let's get to the subject. Okay, so he renamed his name just like Zacarias, me, okay? That's my name translated in Spanish. To Don Ignacio de Escachavaria. Okay, hope I'm saying it correctly. Help me out, Latinos who speak Spanish every day. I speak Spanish when I have to speak Spanish or when I feel like it, okay? After his father-in-law. Oh, so Dan, who was a runaway slave, named his name after his father. Okay. He opened a small store, took on heirs of a successful merchant, and treated white men as equals. Miss Cosno thought that this story is amusing and related that this colored man, with his little harmless prosperity, yeah, it's not my everyday word, y'all, okay, has more than once rendered a kind, effective service to Americans. Okay. Yeah, prosperous, yeah, I don't use that word. It's prosperous, but I don't use the word prosperous. Yeah. Okay, I ain't started reading more college English, okay? I'm an English speaker, okay? But I'm used to using everyday words, not big words, and even, words that I normally use. So I'm not uneducated, it's just that you can tell there's much knowledge, it's just that I don't use those type of words. That's why I'm studying, like I'm looking at this and trying to read it and trying to pronounce it correctly. I like to be a perfectionist, okay? Y'all can laugh at me if you want to, but I'm going to be like Mariah Carey when that mess up happened at the end. Okay, remember I said in my video that it was teaching me when you make an imperfection to have that smile, that diva, but I'm a man, so it'd be Devo situation, so at y'all I'm going to have that Devo attitude. Okay, and I had to defend Mariah Carey. I said, baby, you did your good job because you letting us know. Don't let the haters, shake them haters off, like shake it off of her song, okay? Alright, that's called good self-esteem, y'all. You have called having a thick skin. considerably less aware that Miss Cosno of the movement of the Negroes across the border into Mexico. Albert Gilliam seemed surprised when he encountered a Louisiana Negro named Simon. Okay, Louisiana Negro, was he pure black or mixed? Named Simon, might be Creole. In the town of Lagos near Guanajuato, Central Mexico. Lagos? Lagos. Okay, the town of Lagos near Guanajuato. I didn't know how to say this. I have Mexicanos from Guanajuato. In Central Mexico. Gideon, on his way to consider post in California, traveled to Mexico City, DFA, in 1843 to 1844 to deliver papers to the United States Legion. Legion? Legion. Okay, it's a Legion. Legation. It's not my everyday words, y'all. Okay, to obtain the credentials from the Mexican government. On meeting, on meeting Simon, Gideon noted that the Negro was the first he had seen since Veracruz. Simon confided to Gideon that an Italian who taught him to grind the organ, and that he had done while traveling through Mexico. Said in Spanish, Mexico with an instrument, except for the thieves who never failed to secure all his profits. Simon asked to be employed by Gideon, the travel companion and servant, but Gideon declined. Gideon expressed he disliked both Simon's looks and his French sounded. He was Creole. His French accent English, and did not happily appreciate Simon constant art and playing. God damn. Okay. Oh, okay. They was having a mess. See, and I'm glad we read about this. Black Anglos and Black French Creoles. I'm a combination of both. Okay. And we do have arguments. I know crazy Frenchmen, they be saying about us Creoles. And excuse me, while I'm Black Anglo and Native, okay, on that, I'm also Black Creole. Okay? So, I was not born in Louisiana. I may learn about my Louisiana roots later on. But I still, and I later on went to church with Creoles when I became Catholic. So do not talk about my Creole people. Okay? So, and I'm very proud of being Creole. Okay, I am. The French, the Black, French, Spanish, and the native me. Okay? Alright. Alright. Okay, let's get to the subject. Alright. They was getting tension, so Simon and Gillian, right? And what's his name? Gillian? Albert Gillian, they get into it. Oh, they ain't like his French sounded, that Creole accent. And they like his looks. Okay, was he exotic looking? That's probably the reason why. Colorism. Okay. Fraser Law Armstead, who recorded his observation during the intense journeys through the southern part of the United States, visited Texas in 1856. While there, he crossed into Mexico, where he encountered a runaway Negro. Armstead conversed at length with the man, and the traveler admitted inclination to believe the ex-slave. Because his statements were confirmed by foreigners, Armstead traveled or lived in northern Mexico by the Mexicans themselves. The fugitive had been born in Virginia and sold by a trader to a man who brought him to Texas, from where he escaped 5 or 4 years later. The black man, who was a mechanic who spoke fluent Spanish, and traveled intensely in Mexico on business as a mature or servant. He had joined the Catholic Church. Okay, that okay. He's bringing a lot of S's to me because I became Catholic 13. Okay, and seemed sorry, and seemed satisfied with his life in Mexico. This is bringing history to me. I'm not lying. This is bringing history to me because I've been trying to get that dream to go across the board because of what happened last year. Okay, I don't want to get emotional here and feel like I want to cry, but let's say history repeats itself. Okay, Olmsted affirmed said that the runaways constantly arrived in Mexico. Most of them brought money, which they had earned in order to run away, or brought some small articles stolen from their masters. When they arrived, many waste their resources in newfound freedoms and found themselves poor and miserable. Okay. That reminds us. Okay. Ow, I'm not laughing. You know why I'm laughing. Those Africans say, you always say when we get something, we end up spending, end up broke. Yeah. And I never forget, I was on mixfolks.com back in 2003, and I said we should have reparations. And this dude, they look like Ja Rule, a little bit like a lighter skinned Ja Rule. But when he had curly hair, he looked brighter, okay? He like Adam from Real World. And I teach you, man, I saw Adam. I don't look like he had a mean side on him. I said, apologies, said that, you don't worry about it, man. Well, when we were talking about it, he said, if we gonna have reparations mixed, I think his mom, dad, black, like, and he was saying, if we gonna have reparations, let's make sure we have a credit counselor for black folks, because we don't want to buy Cadillacs. That was the best thing. So when I read this right here, that is, these folks has money, and when they got to that new, they got, oh yeah, okay, the MC Hammer situation, okay, y'all know y'all laugh. Y'all all that laugh, after Too Legit, and then he did Pumps and a Bump and all that other stuff. Okay, yes, and then he ended again, broke his law preaching again. Okay, so I'm not laughing what happened to people, but it goes back in. So they tell you when you get that money, get a credit counselor and manage your money. Okay, yes. Well, let me explain why psychologically. It's not the fact that African American people can't handle their money. It's all your life you've been taken away from your freedom, okay? And next thing, or if you are living in poverty, you automatically want to be free, and then you want to enjoy your freedom. So also, when you enjoy your freedom, you gonna enjoy your freedom, y'all. Hold on. You enjoy your freedom, and next thing you happy. You happy, and you just get, you forget who you are, not as a person, not as who you are racially, okay? You just think you're visible, okay? You start spending money, going on a shopping spree, okay? That type of thing. That's what I talk about. And in psychology, is that people, one thing people understand is this camera skin, a little lighter skin brother, who a little lighter than me, probably about my complexion, who was a doctor at my school 20 years ago. Psychologist from New York told me, he said, we are African Americans, we are mental people. We like things that feel good. That's the whole reason why. Okay? Because, remember, this is going back into history. Remember, white people and other folks experience freedom. So there are people who live poor, but those, when you segregation, all that other stuff, when you finally get money, it's like Josephine Baker died, went to heaven. Okay? So that's what this, when the ex-slaves left, got money and took some stuff from Massa and crossed Rio Grande, they found freedom. They had to worry about sitting in the back of the, no, what they had to say about being discriminatory, have discrimination against them. Okay, discrimination against them. It's hard to say like that. Okay, and all of a sudden they get all happy and stuff. That's what they're talking about. Okay, so let's get to the subject. Okay, so yeah, but I remember my friend on MEXfolks.com said he was from, I think he's from Virginia. He was saying, yeah, if we gonna have reparation, that make sure black folks we gonna we have a career counselor because we don't want to buying Cadillacs and being poor. That's what he said. That's why you see the yeah. Okay, well in this book, these ex-slaves when they crossed the Rio Grande and they had that money, they had the time of their life and they ended up broke. Okay. We don't want to end up like that, okay? Let's do manage making, saving, investing. I'm trying to learn about that now. Okay, yes. All right. All right, let's get to such. So sadly, I'm not laughing at part. They found some poor and miserable. And after they learned the language, however, they could live comfortable if they chose to be industrious. Though the wages were low, the fugitives could keep their earnings. They might even save money because the living expenses were low. He mentioned that several Negroes who had seen various parts of the country had acquired wealth and the position of honor. Thank God they recovered themselves. So we want that to happen. Okay, when we get someone like peace and go on, that would happen in Fantasia. Remember when she was on the rail? I'm about the whole store and in the okay. Oh my baby gonna buy the whole store. I'm gonna forget to say that on Fantasia for real, okay? The ex-slave also noted that the Mexican government protect the rights of the fugitives. The Texans, were aware of the protection of offering Negroes. The Texans were aware of this protection offered Negroes in Mexico. Olmsted reported hearing jokes 50 times in Mexico. Okay, here we go with the racial. A Negro in Mexico, that's what they're saying. A Negro in Mexico is just as good as a white man, but if you don't treat him civilly, he will have you hauled up and fined by a clay. The poor yellow-faced priest-ridden heathen actually hold in earnest the ideas and subject to put the good joke of our fathers in Declaration of American Independence. Okay, see, this is anti-Catholic. They call our priests heathens. This is the okay. Here we go. So these. Now I kind of feel that's the reason why that God led me to. Okay, sorry, because I didn't survive. But people always think that when I became Catholic, that's when I got suicidal. You're wrong. Due to that's why I take religion very seriously, and I say F your interpretation. And I'm not talking the Bible. I'm talking about the interpretation. You know, it's not right to say that. Due to my family, how they was destructive in their interpretation of the Bible, and how I was treated going to school and coming back home in their interpretation of that value system, that caused me to be suicidal and depressed. And if anyone knows a story, back in '92 when I went to Bible school at the Catholic Church, when I was trying to become Catholic, a dark-skinned African Nigerian priest was visiting that church. And remember I couldn't go to confession. All the other children went to confession because they were Catholic, and I was one of them, the older, because my cousin who's younger was with the babies and them. Okay, all right. We had difficulties right now. Okay. And I'm reading more about this while I was having difficulty because I had on my phone that it cools the phone down because the battery was getting hot, so I had to cool it. Yeah, it's the thing that Apple cools the battery down, so that's why. I'm reading about this dude. There's probably a Creole besides being black, and that he went to Mexico, got a cruise. He was a barber from Louisiana. He had a French name. But I'm not trying to read the whole book, y'all. I do apologize. I just got interested in this. It's just weird. So you have, as this book tells you, and I know that my reading was bad right now, but I don't care what people would say. I'm gonna have a strong heart. You know, the more practice makes perfect. So it's been a while since I read books That's why when I got some money, I started buying a lot of books, especially history, because history tells a lot of story. But I'm reading books, reading pages, excuse me, about people going from New Orleans to Veracruz, people going from Mexico, from Texas to Mexico to Coahuila, and Mexico opened its doors. And the honor of Vicente Guerrero, even though I didn't go over the subject, I do apologize. And also, let me get the Black and Native book. It probably talk more about that as well. I remember reading about that when I was a teenager. I'm trying to find that book. Oh, it's so hot in here with this shirt. I still want to wear my really Haitian shirt. I want to take my shirt off. That accidentally clean the filter. Oh, these chanclas I got on. Oh, they're comfortable too. Oh, hello, y'all. Because that caffeine got me hot. I don't want to take my shirt off, but it's hot. Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me, I'm gonna find me a wife beater. No, I ain't gonna beat no wife's wife or my future wife. No, they call it the muscle shirts. It's hot in here. I think about I have my shirt off, but because I drink a lot of caffeine. That's my drug. It makes me hot sometimes. Let me go and change. Sorry, I ain't trying to show my body. I'm just trying to get something to cool me off. Oh, Jesus. I ain't wearing these shirts. Can I wear a white shirt? I want to wear a muscle shirt. I want to show. Oh, speaking of my shirt being off, not to change subjects, no offense to any dudes or anything. But speaking of dudes, we're going to talk about this. Can you see I can get broad shoulders right here. I was making some tacos earlier. Yeah, I was making some tacos. I got some new drugs. This is one of them. Power Testro. Lean, oh, I'm so tired. Enhance lean muscles, train longer and harder, and maximize performance. Okay, I'm used to hearing those words. Yes, I've been taking it every day, so when I go to the gym, I can get that Vin Diesel built. And it goes from there. Exactly, I'll be like a fighter. It's Musculo! Ah! Okay, let me. Because I'm getting hot. I need to drink some cool. Yeah, I drink something. Oh, got my hair itching. Got my hair itching. Oh. I'll put it down. Alright. Give me a white beater. Because I don't want to show everybody my chest. It's just hot in here. Oh. I hate that we don't have such an air in this place. Feel bruised. I got one. Alright, so since we're talking about visit the Guerrero, I don't mean to hold y'all up, y'all. And yes, I will work on my reading. But I'll try my best, so hate me not, kiss my you know what, I don't care. Love takes time to heal when you hurt it so much. Could've said that I was blind to let you go. I can't feel the pain inside. Love takes time. I don't wanna be alone. I can't find my African Native American book. What I did with that book? Hold on, where are my glasses? Mi lentes. I'm gonna clean these glasses, by the way, so I can actually see. Why they gave me some glasses that got clouded up so bad? Well, I see some little muscles coming in. Upside down, you turn me. You give me love distinctly. Upside down. Girl, you turn me inside out and round. Okay, oh, it's right here. Okay. Yeah, I've been buying books. I can learn how to, I know how to read, but it's a while. I've been on social media some of your time while I'm buying books. Dirty looks. Yeah, I bought this book, y'all. Men of Color, about dressing up and everything. Yes, I remember wanting to buy this when I was a teenager. Because I love, dressing up. Oh. I'm getting eczema from drinking that coffee. Well, that's that Black and Native American book. Not my sunscreen. Spray. Because I want to talk about this girl. And those who want to come in the conversation, it's up to you. Those who want to go to sleep and look at this later on, it's up to you. I don't force people to watch my videos. Don't you dare fall down because I will bust my dog on the printer. What happened to my dude? The book. Okay, I can't find it. Okay, I don't know where it is. ¿Dónde está mi libro ahora? Porque yo quiero leer mi... Ow! Mi dedo, mi pie. I hurt my foot. Shoot. Hold on. Okay, this is a sales habits. I bought the aesthetics, so I know how to sell stuff. Yeah, where am I? I perdido mi libro. ¿Dónde está mi libro ahora? Ay. ¿Dónde está mi Dios? ¿Dónde está mi libro? La historia de los africanos indígenas. Ay, ¿dónde está mi libro? Shoot. I got so much stuff here. ¿Dónde está mi libro? Ay, Dios mío. It's muy caliente. And I got the air conditioner on and stuff. Oh. No, that's the one my watch for. Yeah, I got that book. ¿Dónde está mi libro? Dios mío. Es muy caliente ahora. Let me drink some water. Shoot, hold up. I'm hot as hell. La rama de mezquite, mi cruz será la rama de mezquite, la rama de mezquite. Ay, mi cruz será la rama de mezquite, la rama de mezquite. Ay, where in the hell is it? Okay, that's gonna be another video, y'all. I ain't trying to hold y'all. I had my books in one location and I cannot find it. What happened to my book? Someone come in and took it or something? Okay. Don't you talk. I can't find them books that I ordered. Okay. You probably want to use the restroom too after drinking that coffee. Okay. Well, that's okay, y'all. I'm not going to hold you, but we're going to talk about Vicente Guerrero. We're going to change the subject. We're still talking about Vicente Guerrero. I look you know, ¿qué pasa, vato? Yo soy veterano. There's white beater on. Where my African Native American book? It talks about Mexican history in that book. Ugh. I got straight up this place. It does. That's why I want to talk about, because I remember reading about that when I was in my 12. I'm going to look for this doggone book. Let me get my computer out the way. I put this down. I'll stay there. Okay, I get my own today. Just one more name with I get my own today. Just one more night with you. I risk my life to feel money next to me. 'Cause I can't go on living in the memory of us. I give my all for your love tonight. I'm gonna sing some Spanish song, and since we're looking for this book to entertain y'all, so I don't want to keep y'all bored. Like, Zach, we gotta go. That's up to you. I'm not holding your head. All right. Let me sing a Spanish song. Háblame de ti, cuéntame de la vida. Sabes bien que yo estoy convencido. Sé que no puedes, aunque tientes olvidarme. Siempre volverás, una y otra vez, una y otra vez. Siempre volverás, aunque ya no sientes más amor por mí. Solo recuerdo, yo tampoco tengo que sentir. Eso es peor, pero te extraño. También extraño. No cabe duda que es verdad que la costumbre es más fuerte. I had to get a little Mariah Carey up here. Es más fuerte que el amor. Okay. Alright. I can't find this dog. Who took my book? I'm gonna act a fool. I'm black, French. I'm black, white, mixed with black, white, Native American, and Hispanic. I'm about to have a panic up this doggone place. Who took my doggone book? Nobody my fault. Talking my damn book. I had my book right up here somewhere, and someone came and took it. Or maybe I even misplaced it. I just bought that book on Amazon. Oh, who took my book? I'm about to act a fool up in this place. I'm about to get ugly up in here. I'm about to get hood up in here. Who took my doggone book? I got all these GQ magazines up in here. Shoot, okay, that's the OJ book. I got that book. Okay, besides the OJ book and this other book I bought, who took my doggone book? Is it underneath the bed? Oh, I know my book is gone. Oh. Who took my book? Who took my book? Who took my book? If someone steal my book, I'm gonna have to fool up for this. Yes, I did. I bought a lot of books. Okay. All right, go ahead. Those who coming in, go ahead. And I'm going to check your messages while I'm looking for this book. I do have passion to talk about the book because it did have information on black and native mixing in Mexico as well. So, I misplaced this book about to get crazy up in this apartment. What happened to that? Oh, who stole it? Nope, not there. Okay, I remember it fell because I was going through some things and it fell through the cracks behind here. I remember it last time, that's why I'm looking back here. And I closed it. Okay, throw this stuff away. Probably a copier. Okay. Oh, let me change out these shorts. Okay. Well, alright, we're gonna make a part 2. I don't want to hold nobody up. I gotta look for this book. Those who are coming in, because it's an hour, it's been 2 hours. I was talking about this and me kind of stumbling on my reading because I'm tired. And the Devo coming out of me. Okay. The Devo. Yeah, I'm a Devo. But let me tell you the reason why I'm taking my glasses off. Drink this water. Ooh. Yes. Don't want to sell my glasses. The truth, the reason why I talk about Vicente Guerrero, since yesterday was his birthday, after 12 o'clock. Okay. I live in Texas. Okay. And I love Latin culture. I'm also found that I'm part Hispanic Creole, Spanish Creole, okay? Last year, okay? I've been speaking Spanish for 22 years, since 95. Selena had passed away. I was already listening to her music before she passed, in 93. And I always get criticized for lacking Latin, especially Mexican culture, and especially with the tension between African Americans and Latinos, which a lot of people that's why I was talking. I had that Jose Restoration was bothering me about that. Okay, as a person who does not live people's ways, and I'm glad I'm that way, I have to tell the truth. It's I feel like that's all I live to tell. Okay, like Madonna, and I can call to tell the truth. People in school, even though my reading was kind of weird, okay, don't talk about this stuff. And they say that I'm not perfect in Hosea 4:6. That a lack of people suffer a lack of knowledge, and people are suffering with all this hatred going on because of a lack of knowledge. Vicente Guerrero means a lot to me because I'm glad, I thank God for knowing about this man. He banned slavery in this country. Yes, I see this country in Mexico, Texas with Mexico, and still is, okay, in my opinion. And I want to wipe his, Alamo. Shut up. Point is, and he was black, Spanish, and native. Okay, he was second president of this country, Mexico, the house, if you know what I mean. And by me being of African American descent, along with the white and native, and then you have Hispanic origin because the Creole family tree, it means a lot to me speaking Spanish. Because if it was still slavery, it was still Republic of Texas, it was still so it was across Rio Grande do Sul. But if it was still the Confederacy, the South had won, and it was still in 2017, I had to go to Mexico. Do you know what I'm saying? That's the reference for me. And anybody else African descent, and I just proved to you in that book that Mexico accepted African American people to cross the Rio Grande and be free and live prosperous, not live like it here in the United States. And recently, when I went to, on Saturday, I went to the southeast area, and I had to ride Uber, and I rode a bus to the area, and I went to the store. And I was on Broadway and Belfast area, and so a Mexican man, when I asked, ¿Dónde eres? He said, yo soy de Mexico. Oh, okay. I said, quiero ir a Mexico. That means I want to go to Mexico. He said, you know what? You can make plenty of money in Mexico by you speaking Spanish and stuff. if it was a calling from God. Because remember, I said that when Trump won, I'm going to Mexico. I'm not staying here in the United States. I know what's going to happen. Okay, I'm not God. Let God reveal it to me alone. But I'm going to leave this country because I know exactly, growing up with grandparents, what they went through Jim Crow. Okay? So, and my dad, you know, he was born right before Jim Crow was ended. It was like, you know, 10 years before Jim Crow ended. So, you know, that's what scares me a lot. Um, the reason why that people don't want to leave, they talking about cartel. Excuse me, it's just as dangerous. You think the Klan ain't dangerous like the cartel? Come on, really? Y'all need to stop. Oh, I don't like people. If they want burdens and they like it, I'm sorry to sound selfish, but they don't want selfish. If they want burdens and they like it, I wish they can keep it on their own. But don't throw it to this brother here, okay? And I like refuge. I like to enjoy life and have freedom. Okay, so what I'm about on my channels, I advocate freedom on my channel. And I said I'm going to go to Mexico. People thought I was joking. No, I'm gonna do a video about Latin artists going to Mexico, going to DFA to Mexico City. There's an article about that. I saved it on my phone so I can really read about it and then try to put it in my video. And so, and I'm thinking about going to Mexico City. Now there is another city I would like to go to, the safest part of Mexico. That's on YouTube. But other than that, people don't look for the safest part of Mexico. Please stop acting like the whole country is dangerous. That's like saying because of Chicago and now all Chicago's dangerous, but they are everywhere. That's like saying the whole downtown country is dangerous. We're about to get new since we got somebody in their office called like it is. Okay. So I'm planning to go to Mexico. You had white people on Facebook say we can send you over there. I don't mind, baby. Remember, I watched that movie, Josephine Baker. Okay. And I remember when she went to France doing Jim Crow, she said, I died and went to heaven. So, and she jumped in that pool, and the white folks did not stop her, okay? So, that's the whole reason why I had that attitude. I always believe there's something outside the box. I always believe there's always hope. Yes, I fight about racism. Yes, I complain about when I complain, I try to do something about it. I don't sit around saying nothing I can do about it. And I understand people, we're trying the black problem. Y'all use race card, but unlike me, use race card, try to do something about it. Because I'm thinking about the future and get away from this mess and my kids and everybody. Thank you. Okay? So, that is the whole reason why that I was trying to read that book. Don't get me wrong. My reading skills maybe not bad, maybe not good or anything, but it is what it is, okay? Oh, this book here. That's what was for. I gotta read about that. Remember mentioning about the yeah. So yeah, go ahead, talk to y'all later and make another video. Hopefully, I'm still awake. Bye.